Micah Richards is an absolute waste of space. I don't even want to talk about Micah Richards, right? But the reason it's important for me to actually give my opinion, on this Uncle Tom, is because people like him, make my life harder. Micah Richards refuses to accuse the fourth official, Sebastian Coltescu, of racism in the PSG Istanbul match. Coltescu referred to the Basak Seher assistant Pierre Weber as the black one twice when directing the on-field referee towards the member of staff who had vehemently protested against a decision. Coltescu used the word negru, meaning black in Romanian, and Weber reacted angrily, shouting, "Why did you say negro? Why did you say negru?" An argument broke out on the touchline with all players and staff involved. Basak Seher then walked down the tunnel, that's the team, right? They walked down the tunnel and were followed by PSG, forcing the game to be suspended. It will resume on Wednesday evening from the 14th minute, the moment the incident occurred with a new set of officials. Players on both sides have been roundly applauded for refusing to continue the game in the wake of what they viewed as a racist remark. That's good. But speaking on American channel CBS's coverage of the Champions League soon after the incident happened, alongside presenter Kate Abdo and pundits Roberto Martinez and Jamie Carragher, the former Manchester City defender Richards said, "We should not rush to judge."
It's a difficult one, to be honest, Kay. I think Demba Ba was in his rights to say what he said, and I think that's the whole problem in society today. We're trying to label people as different. But playing devil's advocate...
Playing devil's advocate? How are you going to play devil's advocate in situations of racism? As a black man? I mean, are you stupid? You have to take a position.
But playing devil's advocate, I think it's difficult, because if we're in a room like we are now, and someone calls us and someone says, the black person or the black one, then I wouldn't take offence to that. So,
at this point, man is absolutely off his nut. Man is absolutely delusional, right? If I'm in a room, right, full of white people, and somebody points to me and says, "Yeah, him, the Negro," or "Yeah, him, the black one," what kind of person would I have to be not to take offense to that? No, I wouldn't take offense being referred to by my race instead of by my name. Man is absolutely mad.
So it's difficult without knowing the context in which the word was used. It's very difficult to jump on either bandwagon.
And the guy's absolutely off his tree. Imagine that. It's very difficult, for me to jump on either bandwagon, right? As if, Black Lives Matter is a bandwagon. As if anti-racism is a bandwagon. It's like, I practically expected this guy to say, "Well, as a black person, I've just got to take my licks. I'm not gonna play the race card." Man is absolutely the definition of an Uncle Tom sellout.
It's very difficult to jump on either bandwagon. I think the players there, for them not to come out, both teams, and stand together, it might have been something more than that. But from the evidence that we've been seeing there, it's very difficult for me to, slate the fourth official, because I don't know in which way the context it was used. And
so Micah Richards doesn't understand the context in which racialized language is used on a football pitch. He doesn't know that Millwall fans just booed the players who took the knee in support yeah, of racial equality, right? He doesn't know the context in which, when a fourth official refers to the other as a Negro, right? He doesn't understand, yeah, that's a racist context, yeah? He doesn't understand that when Team A walk off in disgust at what they consider to be racist language, and Team B walk off, yeah? So all of the players that walked off, and here's Micah Richards sitting on the fence.
It's very difficult for me to, you know, slate the fourth official because I don't know in which way the context it was used. And in the country in Romania, you say he's from, yes. Roberto, the word negro
is black in
it means black.
Listen to this man, yeah. Dig himself a shallow grave, yeah. Listen to this man, yeah. End his career with his own mouth. It's an absolute embarrassment, yeah. He's now giving, yeah, a lecture, yeah. He's now talking about things beyond his understanding, yeah.
And it's difficult, because every time, like, the problem is with racism, when we actually got a racial moment that happens, we don't really deal with it, and then we have something that might have been or might not have been.
What is this man talking about? Yeah. Both sets of players have walked off the pitch in disgust, yeah, in solidarity with the racially abused official. It's not a point of contention.
It's two different things, so we can't, you know, assume just because he said that he's being racist. Was he being ignorant? Probably. Racist? I'm not sure, and that's just off the evidence I've been given.
So, Micah Richards, you know, for me that's a career killer. A career killer. Man has had an absolute shocker. Here's what I wrote to him. Micah Richards, that's pretty spineless of you to play devil's advocate the same year George Floyd was murdered. People have died for equality, and here you are, sitting on the fence. You've let yourself down, and you've let black people down. So check out some things other people have said here. Yeah. Here's Stylebender's sign, yeah, referring to our other sellout pundit, John Barnes, yeah, who's also caping and fencing. Stylebender says, "You and Micah Richards are a disgrace." Yeah. B Firm says, John Barnes and Micah Richards cooning. There they are. There it is. Look, I guess we're both the same. Yeah, absolutely, you are. Two sellouts. Yeah. Love Me Out Now says, Micah Richards is another example of how our age group never had anybody to look up to on TV, and why black people that get promoted by white establishments is scary. Because they always drag up the Uncle Toms. Here's Mike. I just hope that people's eyes are opened wide enough to know that black people like Micah Richards are deliberately employed to represent these companies. They dare not bring an educated and upstanding black man to be on our screens weekly. Eventually, they'd all get exposed. So in short, Micah Richards is what Malcolm X referred to in classic terms as a House Negro.
And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The House Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the House Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a House Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the House Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the House Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. we thick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, and they loved their master